So what happens is 50%, like like as a rule of thumb, 50% of the world is men, 50% is women. A rule of thumb, just for the sake of conversation, for the sake of this problem and trying to understand and going to the solution of this problem, 50% are men, 50% are women. Now, in that 50% men and women categories, you have the alphas when it comes to men, and you have the alphas when it comes to women. The problem is that in the women category, most females think that they are alphas, whereas it's really, really simple. In the male category, there's really 10%, the top 10% alphas. Even though alpha is a spectrum, like when you can get the most alpha of alphas out there, like your Elon Musk and the billionaires, the most charming, the celebrities, the top A-listing celebrities, they're the top 10 alphas, the top alphas. And when it comes to the male category, similarly, you have female entrepreneurs, intelligent female women, and you have successful female women, charming female women, supermodels, really attractive women, physically who are really attractive. And so in women, there's a mixed category, but mostly in men, there is the top 10, like I said, the alpha is a spectrum. So as you go down the barrel, it goes to, from that alpha spectrum, decreases to that beta spectrum, and it happens to the female category as well. It's really a spectrum. And now the problem is that most females, they will go for like the top half, or no, not even half, like the top, like a top 1/3 or top 25% of they will target the top 25%. To be honest, they target the top 10%. And then from that, they keep coming down because they start realizing that they are themselves not worth that top 10%. They're not worth that to that highest level of alpha male. Like they're never going to be able to attract that top 10% level of alphas. So what happens is when you're in your 20s, which is the time you kind of, as you go down your 20s, the closer you get to your 30s, you get serious about your life partner. But what happens is women are so adamant, they really think even the shallow, low quality women, sorry, no offense, but yeah, you are what you are, you know that. And deep down, you know that. Like how much of a quality you present, you really know that. So like you could be an alpha female, or you could be a beta. Like it really depends. You have to be honest with yourself, really understand on where you lie on the spectrum scale of alpha and beta. So what happens is, like, the female are so adamant and they're so unintelligent, that they just keep on wasting their valuable precious 20s and not really are able to understand that they are not, obviously 90% are lower than in a lower spectrum, then the bottom 90% is at a lower spectrum than the top 10%. That's like a simple fact. So if you fall in the category of that bottom 90% and you're going out of your league and you're chasing men and you're waiting for men of that George Clooney and Brad Pitt type to come and attract you, you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time. What happens is, so many good men who are like your average 5s and 6s, maybe you are also a 5 or 6, and on the male spectrum, 5s and 6 hit you on a daily basis. So many men approach you who are like average that you just they're just not able to. They're not masculine enough, not charming enough for you. So what happens is you're wasting these category of men who are average, who are not George Clooney, but who are there's something. I mean, they're not like these are horrible people. There are so many good men who get rejected, and once they get rejected, and let me tell you, if they have self-respect, it's just gonna, they're not gonna wait too long. They're gonna leave because they have, like, they're gonna lose interest in relationships in general. So what happens is, and that is what is exactly happening in the current Western society right now. So many men are losing interest in women, frankly speaking, because what they're seeing is, because they thought that they're gonna just find their feminine half, which is gonna complete them, because that is what men are looking for. Generally speaking, men are looking for their feminine halves, and women are looking for their masculine halves. But the problem is, women, all women, regardless of where you are in the spectrum, you are looking for that highest, top quality masculine half. But the problem is, you're going to only be able to attract, um, uh, on general level, like on a general scale of understanding, you're gonna just be able to attract someone of who is in your league. So if you're trying to go for men waiting, if you're basically waiting for men who are out of your league, then you're just gonna waste the men that is in your league. And now what has happened, because so many women did it for so long, um, so long as in, like, they have been doing it for, like, I think mostly just 20, 30 years. So in a broader scale of human evolution, if you talk about, it's not that long. I mean, things will change, because one thing that's true that doesn't change is change. So this thing about life in general, like regardless of relationships, the wheel, there's a saying, right? The wheel always turns. So nothing is ever fixed. So right now, on a global scale, politics wise, we are seeing more of conservatism on the rise. But when conservatism will become boring, really, there will be more liberalism on the rise. So this liberal, conservative, basically every duality and every polarity, there's a cycle. I mean, it just keeps rotating. It's a wheel. It's basically the wheel of life. So right now, on this relationship duality and this relationship aspect of life, what we are seeing is that for the last 20, 30 years, I think, especially talking about Western society right now, what we have been seeing is that women have been really women have been really flaky. Like, they have been flaking men who are average, because they think, like why should I, like, go settle for this man, because I can attract better, right? I can wait and attract better. What you're doing is, you're ruining, like, you're basically not seeing the value of those average men, because you think you're in the illusion that you have access to so many men, but you keep waiting. Nothing happens, basically. Like, your relationships are ruined, irrespective of men. And so you waited. Men are like holding those flowers, and but you're not interested. And what happened is, the entire game is ruined, because this is a game, and this is a game where everyone is participating. All men and women are participating. Also on a collective, a holistic vision. If you are able to see, what happened is that a lot of men actually lost faith in relationships, and it's really sad that it happened, and they're now focusing on their career. So all the average men, and kind of average, like not the A, the Bs, like, because all the women were going for the A list men, but all the B, C, and all of the men below the A category, all of them lost interest in women, and they started hating women, because hey, that is what human consciousness does. Whenever human consciousness is unable to understand something, they come up with conspiracy theories and ideologies. So right now, in the social media and media in general, on the internet, you will find conspiracy theories and ideologies like the black pill ideology, the red pill ideology. So many men got red pilled, black pilled, and they are now have gone MGTOW. Like they have men going their own way. So they're now more focused on also like and even like the YouTubers. They're promoting. I mean, that is how what happens in society. Yeah, mostly people are going to promote whatever is currently trending. So if MGTOW is trending, if black pill is trending, if the red pill is trending, most people are going to just perpetuate. And regardless of men and women, by the way, you will see men and women, and even women on YouTube. There are so many channels on YouTube which are run by women, where they're constantly saying like women are so stupid, women have ruined relationships, because that's the trend that has become a trend. That is the men are the young, immature, unintelligent, maybe, well, for a lack of better words, like men who are unconscious, men who don't know any better. They're listening to these ideologies perpetrated by, and if a woman is saying it, it must be true, right? Because women are, any woman basically on the internet is, frankly speaking, they're representing their gender as if that's the case. Anyways, that's what it seems like, from the social media perspective. But these immature men who don't know any better, they're just listening to these people on the internet who are like preaching these ideologies, like, oh, women are like that. Women are like, all women are basically whores and sluts, and that's what they do. That's what they do. They cheat, and they're dehumanizing women basically, which destroyed feminism. It affects feminine confidence. It affects the confidence of women. It does so much damage to society, because society is 50% women, 50% masculine, 50% feminine. So irrespective of the gender, like you can be anyone. You can be a feminine man, a masculine woman, or anything, like any gender you identify with, basically. But what happens is, because of these ideologists, a narrative is being, every cultural phenomenon is basically driven by narratives, by influencers on the internet. So what happens is, basically right now, like I said, like the feminine, the women, they're losing all their confidence, and they're failing. Like, they're not failing, but what I'm trying to say here is, like, it is affecting the feminine energy of the world. So, like, it is because of, I mean, women, whatever, like they thought like they have access, and they're now realizing that a lot of good men are out there, who are not the Brad Pitts and the Leonardo DiCaprios of that they thought they could attract, but they're this whole mindset, like they could they're settling for the average men, but they actually could have gone for the top tier ones. So now there are other perspectives and other levels of depth to it, which I'm going to just connect and vibe into right now, but I'm just building. It's like, anything, any topic that you could think of in the universe, everything, literally everything in the universe is like an onion. There are layers. You peel one layer, there's another layer on behind it. There's another layer. If you peel another layer, there's another. It's basically like an onion. Anything about your human life, any topic, any major topic that you can think of, it's exactly like an onion. So you have to keep peeling, and you have to be patient. Remember, patience is the key. You have to be patient to understand any given situation. If you read that 500 pages book instead of that 5-minute YouTube video, you're gonna know so much more about it, that you're gonna be like cured, basically. I mean, that problem will cease to exist, to be honest. That actually happened for me, because I chose to go deep into so many topics that in a way, I feel like really lucky. There's been so many topics that I have found the permanent cure to, because I just went deep. That's it. I just thought like, no, this is not like, this is There's more to that iceberg, you know? You see the tip of the iceberg and you think that's it. But the iceberg is really deep. You gotta go to that bottom tip of the iceberg. That's where the good stuff lies. So, anyways, like I was saying, like this male, female, the whole thing. So what happened is fine. Like women, they're really innocent. Women are innocent creatures. Honestly speaking, on a general scale, I think women are far more innocent than men. Honestly speaking, like yeah. But the thing is, like, so what happened is like men are losing confidence in women, and vice versa. All that there's so much gap between the two genders right now, which is, frankly speaking, like I find it so stupid. Really, like why should there be so much of gap between the genders? Like why are women are so afraid of men? Men are so afraid of women. Like not afraid like on a physical that thing like of like the our old times, the violence and stuff, but like men it's like we're living in like in a different world now, different world now. Like women are not interested in men as well because because both sides have been hurt so badly, because men and women are, it's basically anyone who is masculine and anyone who is feminine, they're going to find each other attractive. But because someone who is masculine, that person is so different from someone who is feminine, what happens is that they fail to understand each other. So coming to the, like, going back to our core topic, to answer that question, again, I will try to hit answer that question, to give a short hit answer. So the question is, why do your relationships fail? Because you fail to understand your opposite polarity. You fail to understand, if you're a woman, you fail to understand what being masculine is about. You have zero knowledge of what masculinity is. And if you're a man, you have zero knowledge what femininity is about. So you have to know, you have to study the species. Frankly speaking, it's kind of like you're attracting a different species. Like you heard that book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. I mean, it's basically, what does that title say? It says that men and women are so different as if we are living on different planets. It's like as if we are aliens to each other. And it makes sense, right? Men and women are so different on a fundamental level. And this difference is, I frankly believe it's because of evolution. Looking back at our forefathers, what it used to be, like in the old times, in the Stone Age and the pre-industrial revolution, and not even like, what am I even talking about? Industrial revolution, like in the historic times, in the barbaric period, you know, your Vikings and the Game of Thrones period. What used to happen was men, it was a time of, it was the Dark Ages, right? It was so violent those times, and men used to be like, what used to happen was men, because of the brutal masculine energy, they used to dominate the world, and still they do. But compared to the barbaric old times, the masculine dominance today is, compared to that, is like very, very less. But yeah, even today, I will admit, yes, there's a overall masculine dominance. There is no equality even today. The feminine and masculine are not equal. Like we have to work towards that societal goal as a species, to be honest. But when it comes to masculine and feminine, as the old times in the barbaric period, because that was a very rude time, a very prehistoric and a very rudimentary time period as far as our evolutionary psychology or developmental psychology is concerned. We were really unevolved, so to speak. Like, yeah, physically we were evolved, but evolution is not just physical, it's psychological as well. So our psyche was really like in our baby infant stages. And what happened was men were like ruling the world because of their powerful masculine energy. But feminine energy is like, so I like to like objectify masculine and feminine energies. Masculine energy is like this rock, this stone, and feminine energy is like a flower, a beautiful flower. But now is the stone equal to the flower? Like, no, they're two different things of consciousness. Stone is a stone. It has its own characteristics. It's a very strong, physically strong. It's a very tough, heavy. When you think of a flower, flower is fragile. Flower is beautiful. Flower is very delicate. But what's the unique selling point of flower is it's beautiful. Like, yeah, when you think of flowers, beautiful, it's feminine nature. And a stone is also, yeah, in that sense, yeah, a stone is beautiful. But if you're conscious enough to see it, you can see the beauty of a stone as well. But it's the beauty is more like this masculine, strong, and very like yeah, now you get it right. So you obviously know that, uh, yeah. So I like to objectify masculine and feminine energy in that way. It helps me helps me keep my own understanding to a proper space. So, anyways, during this, like I was saying, the barbaric period, men and women, the masculine men used to dominate females because of their high masculine energy. They were able to do that, and like how they used to go to wars. Like men of different communities used to go to war with each other, and the whole rape and pillage thing. Like they used to conquer another, like, so two communities will go to a war, and whoever wins, they can overpower the other community. So basically, what that means is the women of that community becomes uh, properties, sexual properties of the men who conquer them. So, like, historically, women have uh, been through a lot. Really, I mean, women have been, to be honest, in the barbaric period. The concept of like rape was like the concept of rape is very very recent. I mean, it's actually if you take the whole human evolution into perspective, rape is a crime in modern day society because we are evolved, because we are intelligent enough to see that yes, it's a crime.